And we are officially live. Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope y'all had a great weekend. This week, we have a special guest. You may recognize this guy from, was it back in April? This is Bill. He joined us. Yeah, I think it was back in April. His channel is 999 ASMR Tarot. So, welcome back, Bill. Thanks for joining Jeff and I this weekend. Um, I also saw that Pendy is also here with us. So, hello to Pendy.
Yes, Pendy's here.
People are like, who's Pendy?
You
Hey,
gonna say hi
Pendy.
to Heather?
Hi,
Talk to Heather.
Pendy.
There she
so,
is. She's like, yeah, I want to say hi. She's moving back and
that's a
forth.
beautiful pendulum. I have something similar.
Definitive yes.
I think it's the same, except mine is
Yep.
mine's a black obsidian, and yours is a what, amethyst?
Amethyst. Yeah.
Yep. I have several, so there we go. How about that for pendulum envy? Anyway, so another week, another weekend. It is June already, so very first one of the month of June. And here waiting for us is Nancy, A Crone's Intuition, another amazing poet who joined us a few weeks ago. And Nancy's definitely going to come back, right, Nancy? We have Flowing. Hello, Carmela, my dear. Thank you for being here. And yes, we have Jeff, Tarot Asked Backwards. So make sure that you like and subscribe to both of my guests in their channels if you feel so inclined. And Carmela says, just enjoying listening to poems tonight. Me too. And Ramon Moonscarab is here. Hello, Ramon. Another amazing poet that joined us last weekend, I believe it was. These weeks go by so fast; they just blur into one another. So it's amazing how time and even Ramon is saying hi to Pendy. Pendy is feeling the love tonight.
Yeah. Well, hello, Ramon.
So,
it's like I was just thinking the other day that, gosh, everybody just loves Ramon.
Like everybody,
every show that I've been on, every show that I watched, and then it's like, oh, it's Ramon. No, everybody loves Ramon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just like that show. Everybody loves Raymond. Everybody loves Ramon.
Yeah.
And it says here, and Ramon said, "Come on, Pendy, shake it." And Carmel's like, "Pendy, swing for me." So wow, I don't know what I just started. But yeah, everybody, thank you again for joining us. Tonight we're just going to be doing whatever type of poem we feel inclined for the prompts that we receive, and just allowing us. And now, Bill, I know you've been watching. We can pull an extra card to go along with a prompt if we like. It doesn't have to be any particular type of, it could be tarot, oracle. It could be Lenormand. It could be a trinket or whatever, inspires you to go along with the prompt. And what do we have here?
I have this book that would be great for prompts. It is a word dictionary.
It's just
and then I can just go open it up and point my finger in there and pick a random prompt word out of that.
Hello, Teresa. Well, we do have one prompt to start us off with after we share our poems that we wanted to share for the week. Nancy was sharing a deck that she has, and it was beautiful. The picture was of a mountain. And I said, you know what, let's use that for one of our prompts this evening. But before we go ahead and jump in and start doing the prompts, Bill, would you like to go ahead and share one of your poems?
I do, yeah. This is an oldie for me, but it is not oldie for you. But anyway. My father thought he was an Indian. He memorized books about famous Indian chiefs. At opportune times, he would emphatically bang out lines. Square is the dollar bill. Square is the white man's house. Square is the door that shuts people out. Round is the teepee. Round is the sun and moon. Round is the red man's fire where he welcomes people to eat. I used boards my father milled when he was younger than I am now to build a hothouse for my chili pepper plants. It is like the long houses native Oregonians lived in through long winter months before the white man forever changed their lives. At the Indian casino where I am employed, people ask if I'm tribal. I tell them no. Thank them for the compliment while I change their square dollar bills into round coins.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah, that's like, because I worked at that casino for almost 10 years, and
Sorry, I just thought that was the coolest thing. How I saw where you. I think I was like, I bet you I know where he's going with that. And then when you brought it in, I was like, yes, I like that.
yeah,
Very
plus,
cool.
the idea that the square are the white men and the infinite knowledge is the Indian. You
Yep.
kind of play off
Nancy?
that very well too.
Yep. Snap,
Yeah.
snap. Nancy agrees. She's giving you snaps too. And really quick, hello, Moira.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us. And so, Jeff, what do you got?
What do I have? Well,
I have a
so I've
couple
just
tonight.
thrown everything in my book. I'll read from one of my books, but I have other. Yeah. Take refuge in my fantasy. This is called My Bliss. It's very short. Take refuge in my fantasy. The space is endless, yours to visit regardless of our reality. It might not be what you had in mind, but it's a pleasant excursion in your head or mine. We can easily get there anytime. That feeling of deja vu, if only the dreams could reveal to us why we will do inevitably what we do. The moment it comes, I'm not baffled by what led to this. Actualized, realized, either way, this is bliss.
Okay.
all right.
Deja vu. So, I have a couple. I've really been enjoying writing tankas. I love haiku, but I love having the extra 2 lines to go along with the tankas. But Heather was feeling stuff last night. She wanted to finish it up this morning and just kind of read it, get that energy out there, and move on. So this is my first for this evening that I would like to share. Words with question marks in a frenzy to be first. Names in a spiral climbing up. Some placed on pedestals. See who's looking down. Into a room full of games, juggling 3 rings within your circus. People get played like pawns jumping over black and white squares, scattered and fragmented, lost in spiritual translation. We're playing mystics chess. An hourglass sand sifting fast, a clock watch ticking. The card she pulled is already in the past. Does the presence of being in the now scare you? Do you need scrying eyes to see the answers to the riddles given to you last week? And that's my first offering for tonight. Yeah.
So I have a question. I should know the answer to this already.
Sure.
If I hit the mute button, that just mutes me, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if I want to go like look something up on my computer and hit the mute button, it's not going to.
Yeah, you can hit
destroy
mute,
the whole
you can
show.
hit stop cam, and
Okay.
as long as you click that.
All right. All right.
All right, so Bill, you are up next for another share if you have one.
Yeah, I guess I could do that. I
Because
can
usually
go.
Jeff and I share about maybe 2 or 3, depending
Yeah,
on.
'cause I was going to go look something up here.
Oh, you want me to skip ahead then and have Jeff go while you're looking
Yeah, why
something?
don't you
Okay.
do that, and then I can go into yeah. Because while I was going away from home, I unplugged all my hard drives and hid them in my hiding spots, and and I need to go into.
Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and Jeff, you want to go ahead and mute yourself while Jeff reads?
Yeah.
Thank you. Go ahead.
All right. This is called Never Go Back. You can't burn bridges when on either side there's nothing left to salvage. It's driven me past the point of blind faith, and I've never come back from that agitated state, only to an awakened hate I'd rather forget. As a self-induced coma, it wasn't what the doctor ordered. Never go back when it was they who led me astray. I'm right on target, an arrow made for this flight, not to be intercepted by their lies. I'll still hit the bullseye. So there's no going back. When you're on point, so close to the threshold of a fortune I wholly control, I'll never go back. Over what I did or said, it was just for a moment in my life, but the bat of an eye, I shouldn't have to justify. I'm still in some deity's hands, but I'll never be under their command. When all that awaits from them are the decrees of shame, pain, and regret, all of which should have led to my salvation, yet never go back to the well for abuse to make another wish come true. And all I have, when I have to live here in spite of all of you.
Ooh. I like that. Being in a deity's hands, but never under their command. That's very interesting. I like that. So I think Bill is still looking. So I'm going to go ahead and share. I wrote some Tonkas the last few days. It's so weird when I say Tonka because I'm feeling like people are thinking she talking about Tonka trucks. But for people who are not familiar, Tonka is an extended version of haiku. It's Japanese as well. And so instead of 575 and that being it for the haiku, for a Tonka, you add 2 more lines that are 7 syllables each. And Nancy says, "You make me think, Jeff." And thinking is a good thing. So motif carved in stone, ocean jasper inlaid shell. Listen with your heart, druzy crystals vibrating. Invoke with your soul's essence. And that was my first Tonka. You all set, Bill?
Yes.
All righty.
Okay, this is titled Machine Language. I'm not sure I understand this river of fog flowing off this cliff. It sounds like a memory of a buried phantasm. It sounds like a voice of an ant as it inches across the earth, listening to our world, comprehending wolf howls and earth tears. The ground cries out in groaning ticks. The rocks are alive. The soil is alive. The air is alive. The moon is alive. The cosmos is alive. The universe exhales. It wails in loud yowls of electronic noise. The planet wants us to understand that the mother is still present. The people before white theistic materialistic thought infected the world with viral lies and empty myths knew this instinctively. This wisdom could be heard in the opening of a morning flower. It could be heard on the beating wings of a hummingbird. It could be heard in dew gathered on swirling blades of grass. It could be heard through heavy molars cracking into the marrow of a bison bone. I am on that mountain ledge again, looking down into a valley at billowing clouds of smoldering red, taking a break from the shovel, inhaling fiery air from a wild land ablaze, listening to the voice of the wind, watching a thin black column of ants march across scorched earth, sensing a presence, a consciousness, an intelligence that extends beyond the four dimensions of what can be seen. White has gone deaf with unnatural concerns. White has turned a blind eye to the voice of those who came before. White is not the center of the universe it thinks it is. What is my place in this machine?
Wow.
Wow. Bill is on fire tonight, people.
Yeah.
Well, that poem I wrote during a black metal concert I went to in 2010, and it was based on an experience I had when I used to fight wildland firefight. Was a wildland firefighter in my 20s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so I was like on this mountain, and it was like I had been on that job for, I think this was like the end of August or in the middle of September. I think it was the last job I was on, middle of September, almost October, and in the Wallowa Mountains of
Oregon.
In Oregon, and it's kind of like in between Oregon. It's on the Columbia. It's on the Oregon side of the Columbia. It butts up. They butt up against the Columbia, and you go across the water, and then you're in Walla, Washington, where those onions and everything grows, and I was up there in this mountain, and we were a long ways away from the fire, but there was fire there, and there was fire elsewhere, but it was sort of a rare moment where we had a day where we didn't have to do anything. We were just there, making sure, and we were all exhausted, but I was like off on my own up on this mountaintop, and I was just watching everything, and it was just like this moment where the whole mountains were speaking to me, and maybe I was just exhausted. I don't know, but I was exhausted.
Mm-hmm. But you were able to. You had a lot of things that we use as a block because you were so tired. Some of those barriers were lowered, and you were able to receive and connect with the earth on a different emotional level, energetic level than if you were alert and just so you were kind of like when we go to sleep and we get into that place where we're kind of like tired and we start to get dreams or visions or things, and that's probably kind of what space you were in. I don't know if they call it theta or beta or something like that, but really quick, Ramon says, "Bravo, Bill. I'm a total fan of your poetry. So much soul."
Thank you. I should probably have to put another book of my poems together that's not the dirty stuff. But there is a back.
This is very refreshing. I like it.
There was a backstory there's a backstory on that book. It was one of my friends who's a poet. He just had a art show, and he lives in the second largest French-speaking city in the world. I never remember where it is. It's in one of those in Canada.
Montreal.
I don't know.
Quebec City.
It's what if you Google second
Quebec.
largest French speaking city in the
That's by
world,
Montreal.
and that comes up. And though he's from Tri-Cities in Washington, and then in his like 20s he marries someone from Canada, and he gets citizenship, and then that relationship ended when he was 40. Then he remarries, but then he decides he and his wife decide that they immigrated to right back into Canada during the Trump presidency, and very, very happy to do so. They sold their house out in Marysville, Washington, and bought a townhouse right in downtown, whatever that city is. And cause I could never seem to remember it, but nevertheless, and then of course he's like my age, and he's doing immigrant labor in that city.
Smart move. Yep.
Yeah. And then his wife was a speech therapist for the Seattle public school systems, and she just retired like a year ago. And so during COVID, she was able to like work online and everything. And then I guess she retired when they required her to go back into the office. She said, well, I can't go back in the office because I live on the other side of the country, But anyways, he said, oh, Bill, you really got to do a book of your poems. And I said, all right, fine. If you think my poems are any good, fine. So I had all these poems listed on this blog. And I said, you just go on that blog and you pick all the ones on there you think should be in a book. And so then he did. So he picked the entire selection of poems that's in that book, because it was just a matter of me thinking I didn't really think that my poems were any good. And and he did, and I said, fine, you just pick whatever you want.
Yeah, we are our worst critic.
Yeah, and anyway, so he goes under the pen name of Simon Oculus. He was one of my strong supporters, and he did that. And
very cool.
But anyways, that's the backstory on that book, and which is right here.
There you go. Yep.
Yeah.
Jeff was holding that up for you. So
yeah, thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
I do believe I have I do have the link in the description, either directly for that book, or I think you had a link tree. And so I included the link tree. And with link trees are awesome because you just click on one link and it takes you to all of them. So
yeah.
All righty. So ahead of schedule, we already had a prompt ready for tonight to go first.
Okay,
so
what's the
it's the word mountain.
Mountain.
And I am using Nancy, you're going to recognize this deck. If I can just find the book, I should probably grab this book or box. Oh, anyway, now it's not there. But it's the Path of Light Oracle deck. I'm just going to go ahead and put this up really quick, and that's my card. I saw you reading with this the other day, Nancy. I've had this for almost a year now. It's a beautiful deck. And so let me just go ahead and all righty.
Was that like a bunch of flowers on there, or?
This is actually a deck. I didn't know it was AI created when I bought it, but the artwork is beautiful.
So it's in the heart on there. Okay.
Now you can pull your own card, Bill. This is
okay. That's your card. Okay. All right.
You can pull. I mean, you can use that if you want, or you can pull your own card.
All right. Well,
I'm
gonna use this.
The Hermit. All righty. And Jeff, what you got?
What do I have? Let's go to the dirty deck.
Oh, of course. What would a Sunday night poetry be without the naughty deck?
The moon.
Oh, it's funny. I was thinking the moon.
Very cool.
It's like the very first word here, moon.
All righty. Okay. Let's write some good writ.
And it's funny because the first word I'm going to put in the poem is in that card. That's weird.
Well, you know, when you write with other people, oftentimes people think the same thoughts,
Yeah.
especially when you start to get used to them. All right, I'm going to mute myself here.
I think I will too. gentlemen are still writing. Nancy has mountains ever watchful, silent sigils, a window on the world, seasons, decades, eons past. What wisdom have we missed? What lessons went unheeded? Looking down on us as we follow our own counsel, forgetting Mother Earth and Father Sky as they silently wait for our awakening. Beautiful. Nancy says, I love watching you three create. So I'm going to go ahead. And this is interesting because it wasn't my intention, but the cards I got and the way the poem was going, we're all going to be mentioning the moon in our poem. So this is very curious. And also, my book tonight actually has the stars, the moons. I always, I'm almost out of paper now on this journal, but so I pulled. So we had Mountain from Nancy, and I had the heart card, and I wrote, flames burst within my heart, catching the mountain ablaze with the first day of light. The sun rises over the ancient watcher of this land, pausing a moment to place a secret kiss upon the moon of the sea, a blossoming fragrance of wildflowers, salty air, birthing the circle anew, drops of dew in flora and fauna in vibrant hues. And that's what I have. Still writing, Jeff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if anybody wants to recommend any prompts while we are waiting, you can go ahead and I can start. And if you don't, that's okay too, because Bill has a book for prompts. I have cards. Well, we all have plenty of cards for prompts. So thank you, everybody who is still watching and hanging out with us. Thank you, Nancy. Tom, are you writing also? And Ramon, if any of you are writing, go ahead and share your works too in the chat. That would be wonderful. I need to do a book, but I'm too overwhelmed with everything that goes into publishing a book. I would have to take a loan out or something and pay someone professional to do it for me. It shall be at some point. So I'm just going to go ahead and shuffle. Get the next card started. Oop, you can tell my hair is dry now. It's like you're seeing them. You can hear the cranks shifting through the brain, through their minds. Oh, Nancy, these cards are kind of stiff though. They're the lawn. That coating kind of makes them a little stiff. Word for a prompt. Oh my God, what is that word, Ramon? I don't even know that word. Defenestration. Okay, I'm gonna have to look that up. Ramon. Payback. Alrighty, let me type in this word. I always like learning new words. Defense. Defenestration. Alrighty, so if only I could send you back that Madonna gift you sent to me. That's the words underneath it. I didn't even really. I just saw her going and going. Ooh, That's why I sent it. I thought, oh, that's cute. Look it up. Oh, I sent that to you not for the look it up, but for just her like. So defenestration, the action of throwing someone out of a window, or the action of dismissing someone from a position of power or authority.
from the French fenetre window.
Oh, well, there we go.
I think it's, yeah.
That's a lot of syllables. Defenestration. That's 5. Now I got the Schoolhouse Rock in my head. Defenestration. Do you know what that word means? Defenestration. Wow, Nancy, that prompt. You really got the guys working tonight. So let's see. Defenestration. I was thinking of the word defense, but I remember people remember in school we would be given those tests in English, where in English class where they would give you a word and say, "What word do you think means the same?" And they would give you a sentence with a word in it, and then you had to pick out the multiple choice what you thought the word meant. Death by defenestration has a venerable history. Oh, I know someone I'd like to throw out a window. A couple people actually, but I digress. Not good for karma. There you go. Defenestration. Not good for karma.
Okay, so I have it. I didn't end up using moon in it, but basooms like bassoons. The topography of your chest reveals the contours to all male unrest. Demoralized by a world's objective that makes augmentation surgery mandatory, but the value of the silicone isn't in the pleasure your man will condone. Mountain of challenges to be the trophy wife, from whose loins give life to another boy who will become a chauvinist whose growth is stunted every time he opens a Playboy midst the mountain of beauty's pretense.
Okay. Bill?
All right. Moon rocks fall through ominous purple clouds under a vast sky. Nascent myopic musings manifest a tactile talisman worn around hermits' necks. In caves, nocturnal rays fall through heather and lavender fields. Extroverted factions reveal faucets of knowing. Motifs graphically illustrated in terse lines of prose.
Aww.
Aw.
Well, I did do that as an acrostic, as
okay.
Mountain Hermit.
Mountain Hermit. I like the touch of heather.
Yeah, well, I know that that's your name, but I was just thinking like flowers. You had like flowers on your card, and
some people call it shrubs too, and I'm like a
shrubs
shrub. I'm a flower, damn it.
Lavender, and but see, last night when I was like when we were leaving the wedding, the clouds were purple.
Cool.
Of course, the drunk guy that I like tried to point that out to, he says, "I don't see anything." I'm thinking,
yeah.
Yeah. Oh well. All right. What's the next prompt?
Okay, you ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay. Word and Ramon put it again. Defenestration.
What the hell's that?
You must have had us on mute. I read defenestration. Noun, the action of throwing someone out of a window, or 2, the action of dismissing someone from a position of power or authority.
So it's essential. Oh, that's right. Because I was thinking Putin when you read that off. Putin, the action of so this is what Trump's dreams are, is to do this to his enemies, throw them out windows and shit, or be like sorry about my language, or be like be like Pinochet and throw people out helicopters.
Mm.
That's where all the poets ended up. They went out helicopter doors and
That's not good.
yeah. Defenestration.
Yeah. And the card I pulled to go along with it is love for all. Two cards, two words that really don't go together, but hey, maybe I'll just go with the image
Love for all.
if you want to put that in there.
Well, I'm just writing down the prompts.
Well, for me, that's, the prompt that I'm going to use. Again, if you have like cards or another word that comes to your mind to go with that, I'm trying to figure out how to
6
six of which one?
swords.
Six of swords.
Mm-hmm. Or you want to say whatever that is. 6 of swords. Travel.
And I said it was a free for all tonight. No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Nancy beat us to it. Flying is a joy. Defenestration. Looming pavement. Ow. Unless she missed a letter. Ow.
Or O. You're O. You have to. That's what you get paid, is what you owe, the looming pavement coming at your face or back or whatever. Yeah. Okay.
You all set? Go ahead, guys. I'm still trying to figure this out.
Okay, I'll go.
Okay.
Captivity of the mind. You're the hostage to your own muse. You know, the one who speaks to you, not one of the other voices telling you what to do. You can choose to open the window, not shatter it, as though from it you were pushed. It doesn't have to look as though it were a suicide if there's no one trying to catch you. All the henchmen weren't responsible for all the forfeiture of life or the bonds crises that made you afraid to tell your wife. You could be going to jail, but what's left in the midst of emasculated defenestration as you sign your John Hancock to this note and give death its punctuation.
Ooh. Oops. I forgot to take that off. Sorry about that. And hello, Miss Tarot D. You are a star, baby. She said to you. I'm trying this is one line. I'm trying to figure out how I fit my card in there. I might just use the imagery. I'll pull everybody up. Hey, TK. Okay, I'm going to go. I'll have to work on this a little bit later as a different poem. So, defenestration is 5 syllables. Defenestration, from cliff into painted blue, a letter never sent, scattered with feather and shell, for all within this moment. I'll probably play with that a little bit later, but I turn that into a tanka. Tanka lot, baby. Thanks a lot. Tanka lot. Tanka lot, Ramon. Oh, Miss Tarot D. Ramon gave us a prompt word tonight. Defenestration. It sounds like, oh, Heather, don't go there. Anyway, hello, TK.
I was going to use menstruation in it.
Yeah, I was thinking like I'm defending my menstruation. Hey, TK, I love that you give out hugs. Maybe combine some of the hugs, my dear.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times I look up and it's like, boom, 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 boom. All I see is all these purple little, I'm like, wait, where did the rest of the chat go?
Miss Tarot D, what the fuck, penetration.
Penetration, yes. Sending you so much love, TK. I appreciate you, my dear. But, yeah. Defenestration. Miss Tarot D, may I say you look quite ravishing tonight. Aw. You all set, Bill?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't write a poem, though. I broke the rules. But then she said there was no rules, so I
Not really. As long as it's some good writ.
I don't know about that. Ray paid the boatman a few coins to be ferried across the pond. The word defenestration sent shivers down his spine. The dear leader executed an unholy purge of poets from the land of the eternal rose. Someone criticized the dear leader anonymously. Ray didn't want to end up like a friend who unwillingly fell out a window. Ray wanted to live, to marry his love in a field of purple flowers under the moon star. Ray left the land of his birth with only his magician's hat and a sword.
Ooh.
I was going to say Ramon, but I decided not to.
You're a better writer, Ramon. And yes, Miss Tarot D, Ramon has gotten so naughty lately. So Ramon went ahead, a haiku, through the open pane, defenestration's quick flight, freedom and free fall. There you go.
There you
And
go.
we got some more hugs coming through. And Bill. So Jeff wasn't here. Bill, do you mind rereading that?
Yeah, I'll reread it. I did I'll just do it like I originally was thinking. I put a name in it. I'll just go read it like, unless Ramon doesn't mind that I wrote it about him specific. Well, no, I'll just read it like I wrote it. Ray paid the boatman a few coins to be ferried across the pond. The word defenestration sent shivers down his spine. The dear leader executed an unholy purge of poets from the land of the eternal rose. Someone criticized the dear leader anonymously. Ray didn't want to end up like a friend who unwillingly fell out of a window. Ray wanted to live, to marry his love in a field of purple flowers under the moon stars. Ray left the land of his birth with only his magician's hat and a sword. Of course, while I was reading that the second time, I kept on thinking of the Leonardo.
I'm sorry.
I was thinking of the Leonardo that version of the of Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo.
DiCaprio.
And where the
great.
sword was a pistol, and that was
Yeah.
this long sword. And so I was thinking. So I was thinking of whatever with the
Actually, Ramon said, no, please go ahead.
Well, so that I know that the next time when Ramon's on, he'll probably drop my name in there, which is fine. You're welcome to do that.
Name dropping.
Fair game, because
And Tom says, Jeff brings the naughtiness out of all of us. And I'm like, no. I said, indeed, Tom. We can't stem it all the way back to Miss Tarot
Miss
D.
Tarot D.
Wink, wink, the queen of naughty. He goes, I will.
Yeah, well, that's great.
All righty. Wow, this has been an interesting night so far. Let's see. 9:00. Wow. Okay, so I haven't seen any other prompts. What you got, Bill, out of your book? Seeing that you brought your
All right, I'm gonna pull a random
word.
I don't really like this webcam, but okay, it's gonna be something like right on this page here. Amend, E-M-E-N-D, amend.
Amend.
But then there's another word like embryonic. Would you rather do amend or embryonic?
Is it
Amend.
embryonic or
Embryonic.
That's an embryo. So now I'm going to steer clear of that one.
Okay, amend. That was the one my finger landed on.
Yeah.
You can choose whichever one you want, guys.
No,
Just
that's fine. I
permits.
said that I was going to do it as whatever word my finger landed on. So that was what it landed on. Amend, E-M-E-N-D. Okay, and I'm going to...
My card is devotion.
Devotion.
That's what my card is.
Okay, I can probably just. I don't need to like. Here we go. No,
When I saw the word, oh, what do you got, Jeff?
what is that?
He froze. I'm not sure. 6 of cups. Jeff, you froze. When I saw the word devotion, I thought all I could hear was hopelessly devoted to you. You know, what can I say? I'm the one that brings the music. And you have the Justice card. I love Bill's look tonight. Makes me hungry for fish sticks. Oh, did you hear that, Bill?
Yeah, I heard that. I don't like fish, but
Fisher Gordon, because in the package he wears the bright yellow, Captain Gordon.
Well, you know what? This is This is my favorite coat. It's yellow.
Yep.
And it's a raincoat. 6 of something. Was it 6 of cups? Did you think it was 6 cups?
Yeah, Jeff has 6 of cups.
Okay.
I'm gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Mm-hmm. I should have brought one more pencil out. Okay. And okay.
I got booted.
Who got booted?
We lost power for a few seconds. I'm wondering if it's those flares, those solar flares, or they're predicting there were going to be 3 days of darkness this year. You can find that on YouTube too.
Okay. Alrighty, what we got going on here between Tom and Miss Tarot D? New York City, I do. Oh, Witch Fest, yes. And Ramon, the answer is yes. Okay. Oh, cool. I'll see if I can make it that day. Oh my God. Road trip to New Jersey, and then we'll jump in the car with Tom and we'll go over and hang out with Miss Tarot D at Witch Fest. Sounds like a blast. So, hey, I'm going to go, and we have 8 in chat, and that's my life path number. So here we go. So I did an acrostic for amend. Apple tree blossoms, mirrored within the reflections, evoking feminine power and equality, navigating the waters and misty veils, dancing around ancient fires of devotion. And that's what I have. Now it drops to 7. So for anybody coming in, watching back on playback, thank you for your support. Please be sure to subscribe to my 2 wonderful guests. They have channels. They have published works of their poems for sale. I know it gets quiet for a while in chat and on the screen, but we invite everyone to write, join, and if anyone writes poems that gets inspired, please share them in the comments. As long as they're respectful, and not too over the top. But hey, we got Jeff here with us, so he sets the bar pretty high. So thank you, Nancy. Let's see. I have 2 different flyers for the event, and they have 2 different dates. So glad you caught that. Aha. See, Miss Tarot D, where would we be without Tom? You know, Tom, I had a great idea for a topic for next Saturday or on a night when we want to do topics, and can I remember it now? Nope. It's too much of all this. Wait a minute, Nancy, you and I are the only ladies right now that are a part of our live and our chat. I mean, Miss Tarot D. I don't know if we can call her a lady, but are y'all set, Bill?
Yeah, thank you. Wanted to thank the guy who said he subbed to my account.
Oh, that would be
Hugger.
Oh,
Seeker.
that's Teresa. That's TK. She
Oh,
goes
okay.
and she hugs everybody.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Individually in chat. So yeah.
All right. So this is my disaster piece. It was a mistake. And of course, that was the first line of some Charles Bukowski poem that I can't remember. But it was a mistake, not easily corrected. The cup froze in mid-spill. The glitch required a reboot to correct. 6 switches needed to be flipped. Justice was served in the matrix. A solar flare split the devotional leader into the prime number 11. All right.
Sorry, I had myself on mute because when I'm typing, people say you can hear the click, 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 and I didn't want to be rude. I'm just doing a response. I let's see. Tom says I like Bill, black metal concerts, and Bukowski.
Yes, and
I don't know who
I referenced Disaster Piece, which was a Slipknot song.
Oh.
That I wish that I could have come up with the word. And I'm thinking, oh, that's great. Disaster Piece. Yeah, the name of the black metal band was called Wolves in the Throne Room. They were based out of Olympia, Washington. And they primarily tour in Europe, but this was a long time ago. I don't even know if they exist anymore, but they were rated as ambient black metal. Ambient black metal, yeah. And so their shows were just, they didn't have any stage light. They just had like oil lamps. And they had like, it was just like this. And I saw them in like a small venue, I think Nemo's in Seattle. It was just right up the street from where I used to live.
Gentlemen, I have to leave the studio and come back. My whole StreamYard, my keyboard, my mouse is all completely frozen. So I will be right back. I just gotta go out and come back in.
Okay. Hopefully
wait a minute, it's not letting me do that either.
Because you're the host.
No, because I'm frozen. I can leave whenever I want.
But you're not frozen to me.
No, I mean my keyboard. I can't type. I can't hit none of my buttons. None of my anything is responding. So I might have to fingers crossed. I'm going to have to completely shut my iPad down. I will be back, gentlemen. I think I had to do this once before, and it worked. Oh, wait a minute. How rude. I might not be a woman, but I'm always a lady. You know, I love you, Miss Tarot D. Just having some fun with you, my love. So let me just hopefully I will come back.
I'll go.
Okay.
All right. Change the rules as we go. Never principled, I suppose. Flush the standards down the drain. Constipation is the encumbrance with which the imposition of morality came. When we're dead, there's not daddy's woodshed, so the guilt we carry isn't man's. In our bed of laurels, we can rest and sleep when we're dead. Stay up all night for now, defining our lives without having it to amend.
You want to read that again?
Yep. Change the rules as we go, never principled, I suppose. Flush the standards down the drain. Constipation is the encumbrance with which this imposition of morality came. When we're dead, there's not daddy's woodshed, so the guilt we carry isn't man's. In our bed of laurels, we can rest and sleep when we're dead. Stay up all night for now, defining our lives without having it to amend.
All righty. I'm back.
Hi.
Hi.
We missed you.
Aw. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Miss Carol D was like, "Yeah, bitch, be gone."
Well, I have another prompt that might make it good. Might be good.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay. A disease of speech.
Disease of all of that.
Yeah, it's a concept. Disease of speech. Maybe just make it the title, and then of your poem. And we all have three poems with the same title: disease of speech.
Disease of speech. Oh. Oh boy, what did I miss? You tell her, Miss Tarot. Oh no, she didn't. Oh yes, I did. The Lover's card. I'm just going by disease because I don't know what that. I don't want to add another word in here. Well, here I'll use this card. Redemption.
Redemption. Lover's redemption.
Heather's called
What
Miss
are we
Tarot D
doing?
superpowers. Universe is punishing Heather for giving me shade. Yeah, I think so. But it's all in good fun. Disease of speech. Oh boy. See, this is words I typically don't. Let's see. I got to move out of my comfort zone here.
Do you have a card, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Hers was redemption. Mine is lovers.
Mine is 8 of
bondage.
Yeah,
8 of bondage. 8 of
8 of
bondage.
swords.
Bondage. Okay, that works.
Oh, thank you, Miss Tarot D. Yeah, Tom, that's his Valentina deck. You guys are so naughty in this community, I swear. So I have something kind of here. I'm just going to go ahead and read it. I'm like, no, maybe not, but I'm just going to go with it. So it's disease of speech. I didn't use the word, I'm using it as a title for now. But what I have is words mastitize. Mastitize? I think that's how you say it right. Words
Metastasize.
metastasize. Thank you. Metastasize in foreign tongues, seeking the light of redemption under Egyptian sun gods, their fragmented pieces retrieved by their moon goddesses. What priest is good without a priestess? A scarab rolling scrolls to worship under her feet. Lovers embracing their shadow and light, removing the swords that pierce their heart and sight. That's what I have. See, Ramon, see what I did? I put you in there. I put your little scarab in there. I know he's supposed to roll done, but I was thinking of the scrolls with speech and all the ancient language and all the ancient knowledge. That was my thinking in that one. So, and Under the Moon, I couldn't resist. So that is what I have, and I'm sticking to it. I could still add disease of speech. I heard scatter. Yeah. I have a cute bead. I'll have to find it. It's a little Swarovski crystal bead. Night, Miss Tarot D. Having a very early morning. Yeah, we need our beauty sleep, don't we? You need a little extra sleep, you know. You know what I'm saying? Mwah. Have a good night. Believe me, guys, I'm going to get it back later for her. Love you, my dear. What priest is good without a priestess? A scarab rolling scrolls to worship under her feet. Lovers embracing. Oh, I like that. Yeah, I'll have to play with that more. Still feel like I need to. No, here we go. Disease of speech. We should practice what we preach. There, I fit it in there. Let's see, Nancy. You like that one? Thanks, Tom. So, Nancy, dis-ease of speech. That's what I was thinking too, Nancy. Unfamiliar words, confusion, and unease. Bring back flowery sonnets, love and emotion, feelings resounding, wild and free. Romance and courting, languish in the poetry of beauty. Begone disease of speech. Oh, that's supposed to be okay. That's beautiful, Nancy. I like that confusion, unfamiliar words, confusion, and unease. Yep.
Okay, well, I don't know if this makes any sense, but
Uh-oh. You still there? You
yeah,
froze.
I froze. Did I
Yeah.
freeze?
Yeah, you're frozen.
I am.
Now you're starting to move a little bit.
Okay.
Okay, well, go for it.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Disease of speech. Lovers gaze enamored at derogatory parts of the body. Rope binds them together incredulously, incubating the need for release. Words rearranged redefine speech into many parts. Grammar is redeemed.
Ooh.
Was that clear?
Yep.
Okay.
Let's see. Tom says coming back. Is that a threat or a promise? Love you, Tom. Yeah, I'm in kind of rare form tonight. Had a little bit of a rough morning. Wow, Bill, I like Nancy said.
Well, was Nancy on my? Did she come into my chat the other day?
I think she did. She mentioned that she went into one of your lives.
Yeah. I can't remember what it was, but I think it was the mask when I painted layers onto the mask.
I think so. Speaking of mask, do I still have it?
I need to work on channeling Bob Ross when I paint.
She says, I did. That was weird. I was going to bring these cards to the game tonight. I bought, when they were available, a deck of art cards from the first season of the X-Files, or several of the seasons of the X-Files. And there we go. There was one of them was a mask. So it's interesting that you brought up mask. So I'll share that.
Yeah, because several years ago I bought several masks for painting on, and I painted one during the George Floyd riots, or the George Floyd, that whole upheaval during the George Floyd and the Derek Chauvin neck thing and the Black Lives Matter, and I painted a mask that kind of expressed how I was feeling, and then I started, well, just as a whim, I decided to paint another mask. And
yeah, she says you were painting a mask and another one a book cover, and she says she loved the book cover art.
I don't remember what that was now.
Jeff, y'all set?
Yep. It's not free unless no one believes. I have no ulterior motives. I don't think anyone's that naive. I need to eat. From the right hand I feed, it goes into the mouth, from which in agony I teethed. But now, through which I feed and speak, sweet nothings into your ear, whimsy of hypnosis I'll never fear. The dawn of New Day's propaganda seduces in the right circles, yet could, when called out between the sheets, could mean your fortune's reversal. Better not have a banging on your brothel's door and see the thought bleeds. Your words are corrosive. You didn't transmit any STD except a disease of speech.
Oh. STDs, yeah.
Yeah. This is Jeff.
Well, I don't know. That always reminds me of when I was like going through hell as a pledge going into a fraternity, that one of my fellows was complaining of, he was peeing and it was burning while he was peeing, and he was worrying about it being a STD, but it wasn't. It was just it was a urinary tract infection, luckily for him. But yeah, I just remember that just when you mentioned that, it just came right, that whole image of like going through Hell Week and all that. And
yeah, UTIs suck. Ugh.
Yeah.
So we are at 9:37 with the amount of time it takes for us to write. I think we got enough time for one more. So did you want to pull out another one, Bill? Or
intellectually abrasive.
Yeah, I'll pull out another one.
Jeff, your poems are intellectually abrasive in a good way.
Okay.
I need more
abrasive. That's a
explanation
good
on
word
that
right
one.
there, abrasive.
Pedantic,
Ooh, pedantic. Okay.
Pedantic.
See?
What?
Well, that's what my pedantic.
Too esoteric or too out there, or like
Okay,
the words
it's
are too flowery.
How do you spell it?
Pedantic.
Pedantic.
Pedantic. Okay, thank you.
And what it means is showing off, learning, bookish. So it's kind of bragging kind of a thing.
Huh.
Pedantic.
Okay.
And let's see, what is my tarot prompt then? Okay, I guess this is where the deck's split at. That's what it is. Page of Cups. Page of Cups.
All right.
I guess showing off books and pages. I guess that goes together then.
Mine is impermanence.
Impermanence.
Yep.
Impermanence.
Yep.
Can you lift it up above your name tag there? Impermanence. Okay.
Whew.
What's that?
Page of Chalices.
Here, let me.
I mean, Knight of Chalices.
Knight of Cups. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been to the desert on a horse.
Someday somebody's gonna like redo a tarot for Americans who are not knights and they are not kings and they are not queens. And we don't have any monarchs in this country, hopefully.
Or dictators.
Or dictators.
Because there's some people I've seen on YouTube who really wish a certain individual, they wouldn't mind him being a dictator if it was to make the country great again. But I digress. It's just like I just want to slap these people. Anywho, pedantic.
Yeah. What was that word that what's his name? You want to throw him out windows? Defenestration.
Defenestration. That's
Defenestration to Trump supporters. Well, I suppose we probably shouldn't say this. It makes me feel ugly if I say stuff like that and even think it.
Yeah, well, they bring it on themselves, but I try not to go out of my way because there are some shows that are like, we're a spiritual community, we're supposed to have compassion and understanding for people, but then sometimes when these shows go on, you got people making foul comments and jokes and things and stuff and I'm just kind of like, I try. I mean, we're human. We get angry. We get frustrated. I totally get it. But sometimes, it's just like, I when I get angry, then I have to kind of calm down and I ask myself, what did these people, how did they grow up? What were their traumas? What were their parents and grandparents' traumas that led to this way of thinking? So I try to balance my anger and frustration and disgust with a little bit of, a little bit of sympathy, a little bit of empathy when I can. So,
well,
and that's what.
If you'd ever listened to a lot of right-wing radio, it's easy to for your entire worldview to get shifted just by being exposed to that.
Yeah, and I don't watch the news or anything because I can't handle it.
I hear you.
My life can be is difficult, as it is without adding all that into it.
With TV, I just watched the news hour on PBS, and a whole bunch of shows like a whole bunch of YouTube stuff. Anyway, that's enough. I tried to not.
Yeah, I watched Jon Stewart a little bit and a little bit of Bill Maher just to get my little bit of sugar, make the medicine go down a little bit better. But that's after a while, even I get upset and I get sick and I have to go. My whole mood just, let's see. Did I spell that wrong? Oh, yes, I did. Oh, still. Maybe they'll bring up the right word. There we go. Many of the essays are long, dense, and too pedantic to hold great appeal.
Okay. A podiatrist couldn't stop you from putting your foot into your mouth. Sour is the taste of Cock's socks that, like used condoms, belong in the trash, like the frothing that bubbles and percolates from your mouth but never stops. To choose a word or phrase, you'd rather be pedantic, you'd rather look down on language archaic, yet the united waste you contemplate is prosaic, and you'd rather make meaning of a world too blind to rise in these states of decline.
Jeff, next week I'm going to challenge you. One poem without reference to ejaculation, penis. Or bondage. God is forbid. Gee, I wonder what Pendy has to say about that. Oh, God. Okay, Jeff, breathe. I'm sorry, you're turning red.
Look at Bill. I mean, Tom, not going to happen.
Early ritual, not gonna happen. Such education time. Oh, there's Nancy's. I'm trying. Oh, I can't think of what I want to.
Just go with it.
That could be scary. Compassionate, underwhelmed, no sympathy for the devil, pedantic messages, destroying overtures before the first note resounds. I love that last line, Nancy. Ooh. And yes, Tom, there is no excuse for ignorance and stupidity anymore. I agree. You should see a couple of my neighbors down around the corner from here. It's just a
Okay, I think I got something. I did it as an acrostic to soul alchemy.
I'm still
Okay,
ready.
all right. Sand shifting in the wind opens holes in the ground under the willow tree. Luminous louts recite alienating lines against the clique. Home wreckers sick, fomenting word ejaculations, mysterious pages of pedantic yokels. Word salad. That's word salad. That's what the name of this poem is, word salad. I wasn't going to put the ejaculations in there, but then I was thinking of Nancy Drew.
Hey, Nancy Drew, she never talked about that in her books.
Now I gotta go read those books.
Carolyn,
It was, I think it was Nancy Drew. It was those old books. And it was. I think that was. I remember reading that when I was a teenager.
No, they did not. They did not allow that in Nancy Drew. She could only, kiss her boyfriend until like the 2000s, the 90s, and the 2000s, where they wanted to bring Nancy into the the new the
Oh,
new
hold on. What books were it where they were talking about so and so ejaculated blah blah blah?
I don't know, but it's not in any of my Nancy Drew books. And I have my last Nancy Drew book.
Maybe it was in
80s.
Dick and Jane stories and
Maybe Dick and Jane. I don't know, but damn,
they-
I always stuck to the Hardy Boys.
Hardy Boys. Was it the Hardy Boys?
No,
I know because it was a common word in novels from the 1940s, 50s, and 60s, and you saw it in children's books. And so ejaculated, and it was like
not
and
in
it
my
didn't
books.
mean-
Mm-mm. Especially after what happened to me when I was younger with my brother, they were very watchful of what was in the house and what I listened to and watched or what was going on. So
I don't know. I just remember this stuff from like
not
high school.
my,
I was in high school in the 80s, and these were books that were written in the 70s and the 60s or something like that.
Sure was hell ain't a fucking Nancy Drew. I can tell you that right now.
Well, maybe it wasn't Nancy Drew. It was they were young adult books, and it wasn't like. But the word ejaculation 50 years ago didn't mean the same things it does today.
Really? Wow.
So
no, it meant that, but they used it differently because it was like so and so they ejaculated a thought.
Okay. Moving on.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I do seem to remember this. I mean, maybe I don't remember it right. It's possible that I live in a different timeline than everyone else does.
Alrighty, so for me, but this brings us right till 10 o'clock. So I had the word pedantic, and I had impermanence, and I have impermanence lingers within the fabric of time. Pedantic rolls of alternating time frames, fractals revolving within a labyrinth of memories, ancestral pathways, and oral histories, weaving a sky-clad dance to align the heavenly bodies into dervish flames, spinning like a vinyl record until the zephyr of your soul collides with the great pyramids in Nadir. And that's where I ended.
Whoa, that is
Wow.
So that is what I have. Hey Jackie. Yeah, Jackie, you really came in at the right time, my dear. So, see, even Heather is now writing about naked people. Skyclad, that's all I wrote. And that was the traditional ritual of, when before humans were made to, of course it was later, even, anyway. But yes, the natural state of our bodies. For people who don't know what skyclad is, that's what people used to do. Is when you go naked and you revere nature, Mother Earth, especially the women dancing, honoring the moon goddess and the divine feminine. So
Tom's right. Even Heather's writing now about naked people.
Yeah. Thank you, Nancy. So, alrighty, gentlemen. Bill, what you got coming up this week? Anything you want to share?
Oh, I just gonna do some of my usual things. I didn't do any live streams this weekend at all since with the wedding, so I just took a whole thing off. I was gonna try to not do any content at all, but I ended up doing a whole bunch of shorts, and but I probably am I'm going to revisit my mask and do another layer on the mask. I might do. So I'm going to probably try to do one Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday afternoon for my writing one. And I also need to do my lottery number draws, in which I do monthly. And so I'm going to do one of those probably Tuesday night. Depending on, probably Tuesday night. My house guests will be gone by then. So, anyways, I think Tuesday night.
You'll have peace and quiet again. You'll have some normalcy.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff. I know you've been working on your book, but you got anything specifically planned, or just going by the
Nothing
seat of your
planned, just
pants?
going by the seat of my pants. Yeah, if I get a
Mhm.
download, I'll do that.
All righty.
Hmm.
Let's see. Can you draw some winning numbers for me, Bill? Yeah,
Yeah,
Bill.
just put your state down in and just leave it. Leave me a comment.
I could show you some numbers.
Yeah, I have a whole I draw numbers for state lotteries and for Powerball and Mega Millions.
Yeah,
And then
Sharon
I
plays
work,
Powerball every week religiously, 3 days a week.
and so I do monthly draws for some numbers. Myself, I run the same set of numbers for the entire month. And so if you go to one of my the last one I did from last month, you could just leave your state, or just tell me what your state is, and I will draw for that state.
Yeah, that Thompson, Jersey.
New Jersey.
Hmm.
Okay, New Jersey. Then I'll draw for New Jersey State Lottery, and I'll draw for New York State Lottery, and for. Where are you from? Boston, man?
Yeah.
Massachusetts?
I'm from Massachusetts. Boston.
Massachusetts. That was so Massachusetts, which before this country was a country, was a theocratic state. And so the founding fathers would have had that in their minds for why they would have wanted to make America not have an official language or not official religion. Because I heard that it was a terrible place for people to live when it was under theocratic rule.
It was.
And then they also had, the founding fathers also had in their mind, they had what England was like when it went flipped from Catholicism to the Church of England and back and forth, and then the 1,000-year reign of terror by the Holy Roman Empire, or I think it was like almost 1,500 years. I think it was 300 till pretty much
religions.
like 15. Yeah. So then now we have these fools that never studied history, and they want to bring all that back and all that stuff.
Mm.
Alrighty, so for me, let's see, today is Sunday. Tomorrow, Nancy and I will be back for our Divine Feminine messages. So Nancy and I will be on at our regular time, 5 p.m. And then Allison and I, Friday night. Not sure, I'll probably do a pop-up or something during the week. So right now, just taking, my cat's looking at me going, feed me. But yeah, thank you everybody again for watching. And of course, this is always for entertainment purposes only. Yep, that is Bill's book. And Jeff also has his for sale as well on Amazon. And yeah, Tom, I wash my ears out with the Divine Feminine show after these bawdy poetry shows. Bawdy? I don't know if people still use that word bawdy. I'll have to remember that. Yep. And I'm going to quote myself. Yep, not for the faint of heart. So everybody, thank you. Hope you have a great week. And we'll see you all
guys.
on one of our shows. And we got put Jeff to bed now.
All right. All right, thank you very much. I really this was really fun, and I really enjoy writing with you guys. And it would be nice to write with Ramon sometime too.
Yeah, maybe we can do we can have Ramon join you, Jeff, and I on a night, and
a 4-way instead of a threesome.
Yeah, I wasn't going to go there, but Bill just did. Night, everybody. See you next time.